Welcome back to USA News Hub, your trusted source for breaking stories, sports highlights, and the biggest updates from around the world. Stay tuned, because we bring you the news that matters, fast and fresh. Top seed Iga Swiatek played for just 41 minutes when Camila Osorio retired injured without winning a game at the WTA 1000 China Open on Monday in Beijing. Iga Swiatek, Emma Navarro and Linda Noskova arrived in the last 16 via retirements by Camila Osorio, Lois Boisson and Zheng at the WTA 1000 China Open on Monday, while Mira Andreeva and Jessica Pegula also advanced, alongside Marta Kostyuk, Soni Kartel, and Anastasia Potapova. Earlier in the week, Spain's Paula Badosa retired against Karolina Muchova from Czechia with a hip injury, while Barbara Krejcikova, another Czech, pulled out of her match with American Macartney Kessler due to a left knee injury sustained in the opening game. Plus, ahead of Beijing, both Ukraine's Alina Svitolina and Beatriz Haddad Maia from Brazil decided to end their seasons due to injuries, while also citing mental strain. Top-seeded Swiatek had bageled the opening set against Osorio, before the 83rd-ranked Colombian was forced to retire in their Beijing third-round match, sending the six-time Grand Slam champion into the next round after just 41 minutes. Swiatek claimed a break at the get-go, and although she faced some difficulty in the second game, the world number 2 managed to hold after saving 3 consecutive break points. The 24-year-old Pole then earned 2 additional breaks to go 5-0 up, when Osorio requested a medical timeout and received off-court treatment for what appeared to be a leg issue. When the play resumed, Osorio held a break point, but could not convert it as Swiatek bagged the first set with a 6-0 scoreline, after which the Colombian walked up to the net and retired. "For sure, I'm sorry for Camila, because she's always giving her 100%, said Swiatek in her post-match press conference. "She told me she got injured at the beginning of the match. It's always pretty sad to see that, because we want to just compete. She wasn't able to. But overall, besides that, I feel like I played good in the first set, and really used my game to push Camila." The first set had been closer than the scoreline suggested, with 5 of the 6 games going to deuce, but after serving a double fault to fall behind 0-40 in the opening game of the second set, Osorio decided to call it quits with an abdominal injury. The first set was Swiatek's 17-6-0 set of 2025 so far, which is a tour-leading season tally, 10 more than second-placed Russian Ekaterina Alexandrova, who has won 7 bagel sets. Later, Swiatek once again criticized the schedule for being too demanding. "WTA, with all these mandatory rules, they made this pretty crazy for us," she said. "I don't think any top player will actually be able to achieve this, playing the 6-500 tournaments. It's just impossible to squeeze it in the schedule. I think we have to be smart about it, not really, unfortunately, not care about the rules and just think what's healthy for us." Yeah, it's tough. There was no response from the WTA on Swiatek's comments, but with so many retirements this late in the season, this is clearly an issue that needs resolution. There have been 10 mandatory 1,000-level events on the WTA Tour since last year, and players are also expected to play 6-500-level events. Neither Swiatek or world number 1, Aryna Sabalenka, fulfilled that requirement last year and lost ranking points as a result, while those losses led to Sabalenka overtaking the pole at the top of the rankings last autumn. Swiatek now faces 16th-seeded Emma Navarro in the last 16, after the American also advanced via retirement, when a left thigh injury forced Roland Garros semi-finalist Lois Boisson to pull out, trailing 6-2, 1-0. The Pole has dropped only 5 games to Navarro across 2 previous meetings, winning 6-0, 6-2 at the 2018 Charleston ITF W80 and 6-1, 6-2 in the Australian Open quarterfinals in January. Navarro routinely took the opener against Boisson after earning 2 breaks and not losing her serve. Before losing the set, Boisson took a medical timeout for a leg issue, and, after easily losing it, the Frenchwoman was again broken in the first game of the second, and decided to call it a day. Boisson, who tore her ACL in 2024 and reached the semi-finals at this year's Roland Garros, confirmed an adductor injury after winning her first tour-level title in Hamburg in July, an injury that forced her to withdraw from the tour until she appeared in the US Open in August. Navarro reached the quarters of both last year's Australian Open and Wimbledon, as well as making the semi-finals of the 2024 US Open, which earned the world number 8 the WTA Most Improved Player Award at the end of the last season. Home favorite Zheng, the 7th seed, also retired against Czechia's Linda Noskova in the third set of their night match, with the score standing at 6-4, 3-6, 3-0. Noskova, seeded number 26, started strong to take the first set, But Zheng, who was playing her first tournament since Wimbledon following elbow surgery, responded by taking the second set to level. In the decider, though, Noskova built a 3-0 lead before Zheng retired due to pain in her elbow, handing the Czech the victory. The retirement marked a frustrating end for Zheng, who admitted she had returned this week against the advice of her team to play in front of her home fans, and, clearly, is still not at full strength following her surgery. "I know already, in the second set, I couldn't push more," Zheng said in her post-match press conference. "Maybe I can play the first set, but to arrive at the third set is too much for my elbow. I believe, with time, it is going to be better. Repeated serves were adding pressure to some extent to my elbow. The pain only exists when I serve. Even with that, I was happy with the serve tonight. One thing that keeps coming to my head is, should I keep pushing or should I stop? I think it's tough to really compete in a match when you have this doubt mentality, because either you go full or nothing." The win marks Noskova's 10th career victory over a top 10 ranked opponent, and her 4th of 2025. She also became the second youngest Czech since 1990 to score 10 career top 10 wins, behind only Nicole Vadisova, while it was her 31st win of the season, a career best total after finishing 2024 with 26. The 20-year-old next will face Russia's Anastasia Potapova for a place in the quarterfinals. Potapova, who advanced with a 6-3 7-5 win over Turkey's Zeynep Sönmez, holds a 1-0 career record against Noskova, rallied from a set down to defeat the Czech in the opening round at Roland Garros earlier in the year. It is Potapova's second WTA 1000 last 16 appearance of 2025, following Madrid, after her 88-minute, straight sets win over the Turkish number 1. Meanwhile, another Russian also advanced, the number 4 seed. The British number 1 held 3 match points in a dramatic tiebreak, but could not convert, and Pegula improved her career record against Raducanu to 3-1. The American began her first set struggling to find her trademark power and consistency, and her serve was broken to love, before both held serve over the next 4 games, leaving Pegula trailing at 2-4. They then traded games, and when Pegula failed to break in the 9th game, Raducanu took the opener. Thank you for watching USA News Hub. If you enjoyed this update, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and tap the bell icon so you never miss our latest news stories.